Hello, my fellow teabags, tactical boys and girls out there in YouTube land. Senric77 coming at you today, and I'm coming at you with a knife review video. Now, the knife that I'm going to be reviewing for y'all today is going to be the House of Blades exclusive Skyline. Yes. The Skyline. Very good stuff. Let's go ahead and I'm going to pull this right back off screen real quick, and I'm going to give y'all some quick measurements and some quick specs. Okie dokie. Overall length is 7 3/8 inches with a 4 1/4 inch handle, a 3-inch edge with a 3 1/8 inch blade. Now, you do have Sandvik steel G10 stainless steel liner, spring style pocket clip, which is your pretty much one of your standard style Kershaw /ZT pocket clips. Okay, there we go. Of course, there's your model number, made in the US of A. There's the House of Blades gear logo, and some beautiful orange G10. This is actually one of the blades I carried on Halloween. It was pretty fun, fun little blade to have. Awesome little EDC. I think the grand weight on this is somewhere in a total of like 3 or 4 ounces, if even that much. Extremely light. Extremely fast too. The deployment methods are done via your flipper tab or your thumb stud. Now, for the flipper tab, it's kind of a push button thing. You gotta load up before it fires, but the thumb studs work beautiful every time. You just gotta get that bite on them. Now, as far as my recommendations about this knife, well, if you have big hands, you're going to have one or two problems. It's either going to feel too narrow or too thin for your hand. Now, if you can adjust and compensate for that, this knife will actually be good for pretty much anybody with any size, shape, hand. Yes, I did say any size or shape, because guess what? Some hands are fatter than that one. Some hands are actually way more round. Some hands are more square. So, now, I do recommend this knife for a nice, and I do mean a nice EDC blade. When I say a nice EDC blade, this would be the type of blade if you go out and get yourself a regular Kershaw Skyline, which is somewhere in the $40 range. It would be a knife that you can use and abuse, beat up, and not feel bad about it. You can be able to do your average task. I wouldn't suggest trying to chop down a tree with it, of course, or a telephone pole, but you could make some hellified feather sticks with that. You can open up many boxes, many an envelope. Fuck, it's awesome for opening envelopes, because it does have a very thin blade with that beautiful spear point shape. It is a extremely hard blade to beat for the money. Now, this one, since it is an exclusive, this one is a bit more expensive. It's about in the $70 range. And that's just because House of Blades does not carry these for long, and when they do, they don't have them for long. So, for a sub $100 knife for EDC use, it's actually quite beautiful. I would go ahead and get the regular Kershaw Skyline, because I'm not a big fan of coated blades when it comes to EDC usage. That's just because the coating wears off or gets scratched off or something like that, and it winds up messing up the look of your blades. So that's just me. But on the flip side of that coin, I love a good coated blade for like a gentleman carry, since I don't use them that much. I'm weird. I'm sorry. It's okay. But the knife is a very good knife. Decent action when it comes to the flipper. Extremely awesome action when it comes to the thumb studs. It does have a very nice detent in it. I am going to warn y'all now, if y'all do get the one that's DLC coated with any color of G10, you're going to want to take it apart and smooth out the inside of your steel liner, the G10, and the pivot area around the blade. That's just because there is a lot of friction between the DLC coating and everything else in the pivot area, so you will want to smooth that out. Not too much. And it should be a beautiful, smooth, awesome action blade. So there we go. There's my take on the Kershaw Skyline. Y'all got my pros, my cons. I suggest getting it. Some of y'all will not like it. Some of y'all will say it's too thin. Some of y'all will say it's too narrow. And you know what? I agree with y'all. It is too thin and it is too narrow. But I also say it's a pretty good blade for the money. And it's also a really good EDC choice to have, because it is small enough that you're not going to scare the piss out of somebody. Here, we'll give you some size comparisons real quick. You know, here's one of my Boker Quakens. We will use my friend's extremely dirty Emerson, and we will use my Snody Auto Axis. And as you can see, these are all fairly common blade sizes. These are all, yeah, about 3.5 inches each on the blade size on most of these. So yeah, it actually falls in a category of being smaller than the average EDC carry blade, which is very nice. To be perfectly honest, a lot of people do not like carrying blades that are over 3 inches. So if you're one of those people who likes a smaller blade, there you go. The Kershaw Skyline will be the choice for you. They do have them in Sandvik steel. They have them in sprint runs of S30V with carbon fiber that you can get exclusively from Blade HQ. So there's several models to choose from. They got them with tan handles, OD green handles, orange handles. I've seen blue handles. The blue ones are exclusive through Blade HQ, and if you can find one for under $100, jump on it. And that's that. Thank you all very much for watching. I greatly appreciate it. Pretty please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you have not already. Leave a comment. If not, that's cool too. Just remember, like always, keep your finger in that choil, and have a good day, y'all. Deuces.